This is Paul Mascetta. And in this video, I want to talk about something that I consider to be the absolute most poisonous thing that you can do when you try to influence, persuade, sell, pitch, make an impression on another person or a group of people. It's something that can really destroy every other thing that you do, every other sales tactic, technique, strategy, every influence, persuasion, psychological trigger that you pull can be destroyed by this one little thing if you don't pay attention to it. So sit down and stay tuned because I'm going to reveal it in this video. You know, I hear people talk all the time about selling, influencing, persuading, using this technique, that technique, how to build rapport, how to read body language. And I teach a lot of that stuff too. I also hear about the concept of indirect influence, which again is another thing that I teach. And what indirect influence is when you influence or persuade someone without appearing as if you're trying to influence and persuade them. And it's effective and it's powerful simply because of this word called resistance. And resistance is what we encounter most of the time when we try to influence, persuade, sell, pitch an idea, a product, a service, in some cases even an opinion on someone else. We encounter this thing called resistance. Why do we encounter it? It's really simple. It dates back to primitive times. Thousands of years ago, where we as a species had to constantly protect ourselves from threats to our resources. And there's a part of our brain that still activates every once in a while when someone tries to persuade, influence, sell, convince us to do something. That part of our brain wakes up and it's like a siren goes off. And we start to ask ourselves questions like, what is this person really after? What's their ulterior motive? What's in it for them? What do I stand to lose in terms of time, money, energy, resources? And that, my friends, is what we call resistance. And so indirect influence works exceptionally well because it bypasses that resistance because people don't really think that you're trying to influence or persuade them. You're being covert about it. We all hear the story of the car salesman. Don't sound like a car salesman, like a used car salesman. Don't sound like a snake oil salesman. People hate those kinds of people. And I agree. I hate those kinds of people, but some people say I'm one of those people, that I appear to be one of those people. But the real issue is this, and this is what I was getting to. The most important thing that you want to do, which supersedes rapport, it supersedes body language, it supersedes every other technique, strategy, tactic that you want to implement, it's called being authentic. Because here's the thing, if people sense even the slightest bit of inauthenticity from you, or you being fake or not genuine with them, it doesn't matter how much rapport or indirect influence you try to exert over those people or onto those people, because no matter how much time you've invested in creating rapport with them, the minute that they sense that you're being inauthentic or not genuine with them, it all goes out the window. So even more important than utilizing indirect influence, building rapport, using body language, pacing, leading, mirroring, matching, whatever you want to do to create rapport, to create a connection, to close the sale, what supersedes all of that is being authentic, being who you really are. And a perfect example of that is my man Grant Cardone, who I follow and watch avidly, who is an expert when it comes to selling and teaching people how to sell and teaching people his sales system. Well, if you watch any one of Grant's videos, he overtly sells his products and services. He's telling you, this is the course you need to buy. When you watch his YouTube channel, he's got books and courses all over the place, right in your face, presenting them to you and doing it happily. So why is it that he's able to break the cardinal rule of not influencing directly Why is he able to do that? Why is he able to overtly come out, be in your face, and overtly try to sell to you just like a car salesman would? Why is he able to do that and get away with it? I'm going to tell you why. It's because that's who he is. That's who he genuinely is as a person. He's not trying to be someone else that he's not. He's not sitting there and telling you, hey, I'm going to give you some free information, and if you think it's cool, maybe you click the link and you check out what I have for you. That works for some people because that's who they really are. For Grant, that's not who he is. He is a passionate, loud, abrupt type of guy who really believes in his products and services, and I identify with that. I identify with that 1,000%. And that's the other thing. If you're going to be the guy or the girl who overtly sells, who's passionate about what you do, you have to be able to back it up. You got to be able to actually deliver real value and results that help people. And when you can do that, your confidence in your ability to get those results for people will show when you are overtly or directly selling to them, as long as that's who you are as a person. Again, I'm not suggesting that you be that person if you're not that person. What I'm saying is figure out who you are. If you are better at indirect influence, being more subtle, more laid back, more covert, then go that route if you feel like that works for you. But if you feel like there's no way you could possibly contain yourself when you're talking about your products or your services or your solutions, and that in the process of that, you may come across as a salesperson, well, I'm here to tell you that that's okay as long as it's who you are. Because the moment you stop being who you are, the moment you stop being genuine, the moment you come across as inauthentic, it doesn't matter what strategy you use. The defense mechanisms and the resistance of the people is going to be even higher than if you try to do it indirectly. So remember, authenticity is the most important thing. Now, if you enjoyed this video, if you got value from this video, if you walked away from this video with something that you didn't have before, or maybe you have a new perspective on it, check out influenceacademy.net right now. Make sure you like the video, subscribe, and leave a comment. And not a nasty one.